Whether you're wishing on weapon banner or you're building pity on standard banner, these weapons are gonna come to you one way or another. Most of the time I get one of these, I always sit hoping it was something else, and people come up with copium reasons as to why we should be happy that you got one of these instead of a Mist Splitter, Staff of Homer or a Song of Broken Pines. Before we get into it though, I would really appreciate it if you dropped a like and subscribed if you enjoy, as it helps me out a bunch. Number 10, Skyward Atlas, a DPS catalyst which isn't good for any catalyst apart from Kokomi, as she can't crit. This is because Lost Prayers, which is also on the standard banner, has a crit substat and an even better passive, which we will get into later. Getting this weapon should cause you pain, as you will look at it and think, why not the other one? There isn't much to say about this weapon apart from the fact that it sucks, and if you get this, my heart goes out to you. However, I can't lie, I kind of do want one for my Kokomi, though I would be more than happy to get something else, like, I don't know, a donut, Mahoyo? Okay, so number 9 on the list, we have Skyward Blade. Bless you if you have this weapon. My heart personally goes out to you, Practical, because you have 3! I wouldn't really recommend it on any sword characters over another. This weapon has a terrible passive, giving you a grand 4% crit rate, and every time you refine it you get another 1%. If you think this is good, please seek help. Plus, the passive is supposed to be useful for a burst reliant DPS sword character who then uses normal and charged attacks afterwards, which is technically none of them apart from maybe Ayaka or Kaching, but a crit sword is always better for these. This sword excels in nothing. The energy recharge substat is nice, I guess, but Sack Sword exists, and that allows you to use your elemental skill twice, which is always more particles and has the same amount of energy recharge. And also Favonia's sword, which can give your other teammates particles. So the fact that this sword gets beat out by 4 stars all the time, oh my, this weapon is trash. There is literally no reason to equip this weapon because you are most likely to have these 4 stars already. Number 8, Amos Bow. Yeah, I might have triggered some Garnu mains. Oh well, that's tough. This bow is useless on most bow characters because they are mainly supports, and this is a DPS bow, being only useful on your Mia and Garnu. Please don't come to my comment section saying DPS Amber. I'm not even sure if an Amos bow would be out of rust with refinements on your Mia anyway. This weapon tends to just sit on your account unless you have a Garnu, and is only noted because Garnu is so great. Otherwise, if you get this weapon and you don't have Garnu, I emphasize with your pain, as it most likely just sits there on your Amber, not getting touched. Number 7, Skyward Spine, the weapon I'm unfortunate enough to have gotten twice. It gives a small amount of crit rate like Skyward Blade, but better because it's double the amount and it has a higher base attack. The other part of the passive, like Skyward Blade, is pretty much useless. However, it is a pretty solid option for characters like Zhongli, Rosaria and Shen He as the energy recharge substat, but outside of that, not really. Furthermore, there aren't really any other good free-to-play spears that have energy recharge outside of the Catch, which is already on your Jingling and Raiden, or maybe Favonia's Lance. Number 6, Wolf's Greystone, or I like to call it Copium Greystone. This is the weapon you slot on any of your Claymore characters because it's a solid option and a stat stick, but nothing else. It has a pretty unreliable passive, and in my eyes isn't actually better than the Skyward's Pride, which we'll get into later. Oh, not to mention that this is Diluc's signature weapon, which makes it lose points in my eyes. The only reason you equip this weapon is because it's a 5-star, and your friend was like, oh, it's good on Beidou. Number 5, Skyward Pride, and the weapon that I think was actually better on Beidou, because unlike the Wolf's Gravestone, it gives you energy recharge. And if you look at most of the DPS claymores in the game, they are really burst reliant, so the extra energy recharge is pretty nice to have. Furthermore, with the passive, this can proc lovely with your Razor, why are you using him, and Eula, because they already have physical goblets on them, which means this extra damage can actually get a bonus for once, which barely happens in any of these Skyward weapons. Number 4, Aquila Pavonia, basically one of the most broken supports, Bennett's best in slot weapon, and if you're pulling a Misfit or a Forge for him, please seek help. You have a bit too much money that you know what to do with. It's best for physical DPS Kaching and main DPS Jean, and heck, even Kaya if you actually build him. If you pull this weapon, you will always find a use for it because Bennett needs it. And to achieve the highest damage numbers on any character in this game, you need a Bennett. So this weapon, it's pretty solid. Number 3, Skyward Harp. Now it was hard choosing between this and number 2, but I decided to put this in number 3 because most of the DPS bow characters that use this weapon already have a better option, such as Garnu with Amos, Child with Polar Star, Yoimiya with Thundering Pulse. Visual can have a stringless, but it's also pretty nice on Sarah to get the highest base attack buff. What's not to love about this weapon? It gives you a free 20 crit rate and 20 crit damage from the weapon alone, making build and crit pretty easy on it, and it's basically mostly a dub when you pull it. It's to the point if you got this bow going for any of the other bows, like on Weapon Banner for example, I would probably just recommend you stop there as it's pretty solid unless you have a bunch of extra primos. Second on this list we have Lost Prayers with its high crit rate substat, high elemental damage bonus, which is better than that trashy Skyward Atlas, and it's basically best in slot for all Catalyst users apart from Yai because she has her cupcake holder already. Plus, unlike Skyward Harp, there are actual 4-stars who would really like this weapon, such as Yanfei and Ningguang. Plus, with Mona being a standard banner character, you're most likely going to have a character to slot this on. Being such a flexible weapon for DPS Catalyst and being basically the best option you have for most of them due to the lack of good 5-star catalyst in this game, it's number 2 on the list. Now for the greatest standard banner weapon, we have Jade Wingspear with high base attack, crit rate substat and a passive which works with every DPS. The best to get from standard banner, as it's great on your Hu Tao, your Zhao, your Zhongli, Rosaria and even Shenhe if you like it for the base attack and for some reason you're building her as a DPS. I'm happy for you if you got this weapon and I hope you enjoy, as realistically there are a lack of DPS polearms which work for free to plays. Yes, there's a catch, but as I said, that's really the best for Jingling and Raiden, and Blackcliff pole can be pretty situational, but if the RNG gods bless you and give you this, you're smooth sailing. With that being said, however, this is going to be the end of the video, so let me know your thoughts on my opinion down below in the comments section. And I know I say Zhang Ling wrong, and guess what? I like saying it the other way, so suck it. I will see you around shortly. Have a great day.